Phi Beta Sigma got soul.
Hi, my name is Donnell Buggs. I'm the director of Bigger and Better Business for Kappa Upsilon Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. This is the month of August, and once again, we are celebrating National Black-Owned Business Month. And I'm here today with an entrepreneur. Her name is Kennisha Pressley-Smith. She's a real estate agent, and also she is a founder of a nonprofit organization that we're going to talk about and learn more about throughout the course of this interview. So, Kennisha, welcome, and thank you so much for taking time out to meeting with me. I would like to start off with a few questions for you. Can you share a bit of about your background and what drew you in a career real estate? What motivated you to become a real estate agent?
Okay, well, my background started in, let's talk about my education. I have two majors. I have a bachelor's and master's in mathematics, pure mathematics, and I went into teaching. And everybody knows teaching, especially when you're starting off, doesn't pay that much. So after purchasing my second house, I decided that I wanted to supplement my income and venture into real estate, as my grandparents already put that bug, planted that seed actually, with their rental properties and showed us the ropes. So, here I am.
Awesome.
In real estate.
Wonderful, wonderful. So your grandmother? Both grandparents were very influential in kind of guiding you and directing you into that direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it about their conversation with you that made you felt that this would be a good direction to go into?
Well, one, I saw their process. Neither of them had a college degree. However, they were able to acquire rental properties throughout Philadelphia without selling their primary home and still working at Bud's and being a pin ticketer in Philadelphia. And they supplemented their income. So they already had the wherewithal to know what they wanted for retirement. And they wanted to make their money work for them versus them working hard for their money. And I like that approach.
Yeah, definitely.
It made sense to me.
So even without a college background, they had enough business sense to understand that this is their vision and this is what they wanted to see for themselves. And they passed that information on to you.
Yes, they did.
Wonderful, yes, wonderful. Now, real estate transactions can be pretty complex. How do you prioritize effective communication and building trust with clients from various cultural backgrounds?
Well, I'm going to be me regardless. Doesn't matter who's sitting in front of me. And I always tell every client that I'm very candid. I'm very honest. And there are some things that they may not like to hear, but I'm going to tell them the truth. And I tell them that from the door. And I tell them, like, listen, if you don't want the truth, if you don't want to hear the important information, you may have to find somebody else. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And so far, everybody's like, yeah, we want you. We're fine with that.
Yeah.
And, that's it.
Yeah, character is everything. And I know that when I go to a business, I want to go to somebody that I can trust. Someone who's candid, as you mentioned. And even if you may share things that the person might not want to hear, they can at least recognize that you're an honest person. They're going to get the truth from you. And that's important.
And I also tell them, this is not real estate. It's not my primary source of income. So I'm like, whether you buy a house or sell your house, I'm not stressing about it. So I'm here to help you, to make the process easy for you and to educate you. And that's it.
Yeah. So it's not just about the money for you. It's really helping people and guide them throughout that process and journey of buying a home.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Excellent. Now, how long have you been a real estate agent?
Real estate since 2017, licensed since 2017. I've been a landlord since, I think, 2016, 2015. So both of them kind of went hand in hand. So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Can you provide an example of a successful real estate deal where your cultural sensitivity played a significant role in achieving a positive outcome for your client?
There are a few.
Okay.
There are a few. I can't really go into detail,
Okay.
but I will say that I had one client during COVID who was getting extremely frustrated. She was putting in offers above asking price, over and above asking price, in different types of neighborhoods. And her thought was she was being turned down for, her offer wasn't being accepted because of her name. And she felt as though they may have been discriminating against her because of her name. And, we had a conversation about that. And, I told her, well, at the end of the day, what's yours is going to be yours. And regardless of what neighborhood you go into, the neighborhood that's for you and the house that's for you is going to be yours. So we're going to just keep plugging along. And we did. And we got into a neighborhood that she still liked, and they accepted her offer.
Wonderful.
And she didn't overpay.
Even better.
I got them down. I talked them down. Yep.
Wow. Now, I think that's a great example that ties into my next question for you, because buying and selling a home is a significant life event. How do you support your clients' emotional needs throughout the process, particularly when cultural factors may come into play?
Just being very open, very honest with them, and tell them to do their own research, especially in, different neighborhoods that they're not, I guess, maybe not used to living in, or folks are not used to seeing them, whatever the case. And just having those conversations and just supporting them where I can, legally, ethically, and just making sure they have all the information that they need to make informed decisions.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add to that? Because I know sometimes I hear people have difficulty getting in contact with their agents for whatever reason. I know people have different lives. I know you mentioned that this is not your primary source of income. How do you make yourself available to make sure that clients are feeling like they are a priority?
Well, I tell them from the door, especially with my buyers. Both buyers and sellers. We talk about what their preferred means of communication is, and we use that. And I tell them my expectations of them, and we talk about their expectations of me. And then sometimes it doesn't jive, but we'll meet in the middle and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So they know, listen, I'll tell them, listen, I'm not going to call you every day. I'm not going to reach out to you every day because there's no need. I may reach out to you every third day, or if you're a seller, I may reach out to you once a week, depending on what part we are in the process. But we don't need contact every day. It's not always necessary.
Yeah. So keeping the communication lines open and letting them know ahead of time, these are what the expectations are, so there's no confusion or any
it's a two-way street. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Great to hear. Are there specific community involvement or educational initiatives that you're a part of to promote home ownership and real estate awareness in marginalized or diverse communities?
Well, I do first-time home buyer programs. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that my different posts, I'm sending out different types of tips for sellers, for buyers, even for renters. And that's about it. That's about it. Locally, folks refer me to other people or just call me up and just ask for information. I'm an open book when it comes to information. I don't, what do they call it? Hoard the information, and it's for free. So, call me up, text me, email me. I'll give you the info.
Wonderful. What advice would you give to our audience, those who may be aspiring to be a real estate professional, who are considering entering the industry or aiming to excel in their own careers?
Okay. Well, First stop, when you're taking the real estate course, just know that the course really just gears you to passing the test. Everything, the detailed information, contracts information, you'll learn that with your broker and on the job. And I would suggest that you get a mentor your first year because there's a lot of information. And if you're doing dual states or multiple states, it's important that you do learn what is required and what's not required in those states.
Now, you mentioned about dual licensure. Are you licensed in other states besides New Jersey?
Oh yeah, I'm licensed in Pennsylvania. I was thinking about Delaware, but I don't want to take the drive. So I do have partners throughout Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, just about everywhere nationally. If my clients decide to, venture to other states, I actually have partners that I can call up that I trust to refer them. And I've done that multiple times and it's worked out, and my clients have come back or just, communicated with me that it was good.
Wonderful.
They enjoyed it.
Wonderful. So even if you have a client that might live in a different state, you collaborate with other partners to make sure that those clients' needs are being met.
Correct. I had a client in Georgia, and she was moving up here, but I was coordinating with the agent down there in Georgia, and it worked out.
Wonderful.
It worked out.
That's awesome. Yeah. Real estate is often seen as a cornerstone of building wealth. How do you work with clients to help them understand the financial aspects and long-term implications of their property investments?
Oh, well, as an investor myself and a landlord myself, we talk about the big thing is taxes when it comes to doing investments, because nobody wants to pay taxes. So, we talk about the basics, getting your LLC, getting a trust, understanding your taxable income, creating opportunities where you can minimize your tax liability. And I'll leave it there. But legally, absolutely legally, using life insurance policies, creating a trust, things like that.
Awesome. I think this is a great segue to talk a little bit about the other hat that you wear, because you wear multiple hats, obviously. Not only are you a real estate agent, but you're also a founder of a nonprofit organization.
Correct.
Can you give us the name of that organization and tell us a little bit about it?
All right. So the name of my nonprofit organization, which was founded in September 2022, so we're still young, is called Striving to Thrive. And it's a financial literacy, we're focused on financial literacy, where we go into underserved, socioeconomically disadvantaged communities and just share information, give them information that is not readily available to them, or information that is available, but they don't know what they don't know. So we initiate that.
There's a saying, people perish for a lack of knowledge, right? And so what we don't know can actually hurt us in the long run.
True indeed.
I'm curious to know, though, Kennisha, what inspired you to establish this financial literacy program?
Well, it's in two parts. Being a real estate agent, I often find clients or hear clients say, oh, my credit is bad. My credit is bad, as if credit is stagnant and cannot be changed. Then I have my students who I teach in high school who really don't understand how to get out where they are, how to use their resources or their environment where they are legally to get out. So just that alone, I felt as though that the underlying issue was their lack of knowledge, and they needed to know financial literacy. They were financially illiterate, and they needed that literacy in order for them to understand and be able to prosper and change their circumstances.
That's awesome. Now, financial literacy encompasses a wide range of different topics.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the key subjects covered in your program, and how do you ensure that the content is relevant and accessible?
Well, the first thing we start with is the psychology of money. Nobody talks about that often, but how we view money will determine how we use it. You know, so that's where we start at, and we make people realize their relationship with money in order to, if it's not a good relationship, let's say you get $100,000, right? You know, some people may take that and invest it. Maybe invest 50% of it. Some people may say, you know what? I got $100,000. Let me go buy a car. Let me go do this. They buy liabilities instead of buying assets that pay for the liabilities. They're not thinking about how to make their money work for them. They're thinking about, I got this. Let me just spin it because it's fire in my pocket. You know. So we make sure that people understand their relationship. They have to realize that relationship before we can move forward and make the change.
Absolutely. So you change the mind, you change everything else falls into place.
Yep. That's where everything starts.
Yeah. Wonderful. Now, collaborative efforts can amplify the impact of financial literacy initiatives. How do you partner with other organizations or individuals to expand the reach and effectiveness of your program?
Okay. Well, my board is awesome. And they do a lot of outreach. They are boots on the ground, and they are literally reaching out to other agencies, other organizations to collaborate with them and seeing if we're a good fit. The other thing is I actually have a group that I work with, and we do seminars, we do webinars, we do in-person presentations in different communities to make sure, just so we can be visible and so people can know that we're there.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. So you work with another group, or you have a board that helps get the word out, educating people in different communities. Now, financial literacy often extends beyond individual impact and contributes to broader community development. How do you see your program playing a role in strengthening the economic resilience of the African American community? Okay.
So our thing is to educate not just African Americans, but people in socioeconomically disadvantaged communities, which is kind of just black and brown folks. But in order for them to make that dollar circulate multiple times before it leaves the community, we have to educate them. So our thing is, or our goal is, to help build like those Black Wall Streets throughout nationally, throughout the U.S. That's what we do.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Now, are there specific initiatives, workshops, or outreach activities your program undertakes to engage youth and young adults in financial education?
Well, we do have an online platform that we use right now. Again, we're still young. Our goal is to have a financial literacy camp, probably like a 2-week camp. And we're still thinking about the duration, but a 2-week camp where, kids come, their parents, of course, sign them up, but the kids come and they learn everything from psychology of money to running a business through the whole gamut. Building an LLC, learning about nonprofits, everything. Yeah. It's a lot, but they can do it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's much needed, especially within marginalized communities, right? What advice would you offer to individuals or organizations looking to initiate or support financial literacy initiatives tailored to the needs of the African American community?
Okay. Well, I would say if those folks are trying to create a nonprofit, pick an idea or a cause that they are truly passionate about, because there's a lot of paperwork involved with creating a nonprofit. It's not hard, but there's just a lot of paperwork. And just make sure you're just doing it for the right reasons. And some people may, say, oh, I'll do the nonprofit, which I help build nonprofits as well. But there's a lot that you can do on your own, just doing the research. And just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and make sure your heart is into it. And the other thing, even though it's a nonprofit, just like the NFL, you can sell things. So it's not always just fundraising. You can actually have products and services, just like hospitals.
Interesting. Great point. Great point. You shared a lot of great information today, both from the home ownership, real estate aspect, as well as financial literacy. Anything else that you can think of that is important for us to know, our audience to know, that you think would be really, really helpful if they want to learn more about financial literacy or home ownership?
Okay, well, you can just go to my website, www.krics.us, and I have a plethora of information on there, ranging from real estate, nonprofits, and insurance, wealth building, etc., and trust, estate planning.
Awesome. That's amazing. So make sure you write down the contact information. She will get in contact with you, talk with you, work with you, educate you, enlighten you on so many different things that I think would be really, really impactful and valuable. Thank you so much, Kennisha, for your time. I know that you're a busy person, but you took time out of your hectic schedule to meet with me on today, and I'm appreciative, and I'm pretty sure our audience is appreciative as well. So if you want to get in contact with Kennisha for information, you have the website. This interview is actually going to be posted on the Kappa Epsilon Sigma chapter website, which is www.pbskus.net. Again, that's www.pbskus.net. Look us up, check out our website, grab the information. We have a lot of information on there in terms of Black spend, patronizing and supporting Black-owned businesses, and financial literacy information. Also coming up in September 30th, we're having a workshop titled Is Your House in Order? This is going to be a very informative and educational workshop that's dealing with estate planning, as Kennisha mentioned, and life insurance. That's going to be at Tabernacle Baptist Church right here in Burlington, September 30th. That's a Saturday from 2 to 4. So please check that out. Make sure you go on Eventbrite and get the information. I would like to see you there. Also in October 21st at the Willingboro Public Library, Kennisha is going to be presenting on home ownership for first-time home buyers. It's going to be a lot of great information, some of the things you heard today, plus more things that you're going to learn if you're interested in purchasing a home for the first time, or if you know somebody who's interested, please reach out to them. Again, that's going to be October 21st. That's also a Saturday, Willingboro Public Library from 1 to 3. You can go on Eventbrite to get more information, register. It is a free event, and Kennisha will also, as kind of the person she is willing to do 15-minute free consultation for the first 15 people who register for the October event. So please make sure you go on Eventbrite, check us out, register as soon as possible. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much. Kennisha, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You as well.
God bless.